Get your crania in gear. It's time to play Brain Game.
Welcome everyone to the Brain Game Playoffs. 16 teams vying for the title of Brain Game Champion. Competing today are Rocky Mount High School and Enloe Magnet High School. Here we go around the horn. Good job. Rocky Mount high-fiving. Getting over to Enloe for some high fives. All right. Here we go. Well, hello and welcome to Brain Game, everyone. I'm your host, Mark Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us here at Wake Tech Scott Northern Wake Campus. Let's meet the players and get started with the playoffs, huh? All right. First up, from Enloe Magnet High School in Raleigh, we have Pritchett, Margaret, and Sampson. That is Enloe Magnet High School, everyone. And from Rocky Mount High School in Nash County, we have Austin, Owen, and Joel. That is Rocky Mount High, everyone. All right. Remember, in Brain Game, each team will have first crack at 3 questions in each category. Correct answers in Brain Game earn you 20 points. You miss it, you take 20 away. If a team can't answer a question, they can pass, so the other team should always be ready with a response. Well, let's get this Brain Game playoff matchup underway with our first category. In today's pop-up culture, we're testing players' knowledge of anime from points of view of someone who doesn't like it. I'll give you the criticism, and you can earn the points by giving me the name of the correct anime series. All right, we're going to begin. Anime shows based by criticism with Enloe. Do you think encouraging a 10-year-old boy to wander the land, catching monsters, and training them to fight each other is a good thing?
Our team's answer is Pokemon.
That is correct, Margaret. Question 2 for Enloe and pop-up culture. Is it the heart of cards that possesses him every time he plays that game? That boy needs psychological help.
Our team's answer is Yu-Gi-Oh!
That is correct and well pronounced as well, Margaret. And last pop-up culture for Enloe. Okay, I get that she's a celestial princess in disguise, and they are her court, but I've never seen any of them on a boat.
Our team's answer is Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon is correct. Way to sweep it, Enloe. All right, let's do pop-up culture now with Rocky Mount. I don't care if it's over 9,000. Where are the fire-breathing lizards?
Our team's answer is Dragon Ball Z.
That is correct. Question 2 in pop-up culture for Rocky Mount. Number 1, ninjas are assassins, not little boys. Number 2, they are silent, not loudmouths. Number 3, they wear black, not bright orange.
Our team's answer is Naruto.
That is correct. And last pop-up culture for Rocky Mount. I thought the Philosopher's Stone would turn lead into gold, not bring dead mothers back to life. This is seriously messed up.
Our team's answer is Full Metal Alchemist.
That is correct as well. All right, let's turn the page now from the animated to the news. For today's edition of Headliners, we'll need our players to be on top of current events, both foreign and domestic. We're covering states and nations in the news, beginning with a visual clue. Let's start Headliners with Enloe. In January, he kept his hospitalization secret, but not for long. Who is this Secretary of Defense?
I defer to Pritchett.
Lloyd Austin.
That is correct, Pritchett. All right, question 2 in Headliners for Enloe. In December, which amendment to the U.S. Constitution was used as the legal basis for removing Donald Trump from GOP primary ballots?
Our answer is the 14th Amendment.
Also correct. And let's close out Headliners with Enloe. At age 34, Gabriel Attal became the youngest ever prime minister of what NATO country?
Our team's answer is France.
France is right. Way to do it, Enloe. All right, let's do Headliners now with Rocky Mount. In December, M. Elizabeth McGill resigned 4 days after appearing before Congress. She was the president of what university?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Enloe.
Our team's answer is pass.
University of Pennsylvania. Sticking with Rocky Mount for number 2 in Headliners. On New Year's Day, tsunami warnings were given for the west coast of what country after a 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck just off its islands?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Enloe.
Our team's answer is Japan.
Japan is correct. And last Headliners for Rocky Mount. The mayor of Chicago has been claiming that the governor of Texas is mean-spirited by sending migrants to Chicago. Name the mayor of Chicago.
I defer to Austin.
Lightfoot.
That is incorrect. Enloe Magnet.
Our team's answer is pass.
The current mayor is Brandon Johnson. She was before. Good try there. But anyway, that is correct for Enloe there. All right. Well, North Carolina's state sport is stock car racing. So we should make some good time making it across America today. Our next category, where today we're finding out about states through sports. I'll give you the clue, and you can earn points by answering the correct state. All right. Let's begin sports through states across America with Enloe. This state ranks last in population. A good excuse for not knowing the answer to what state official sport is rodeo.
Our team's answer is Wyoming.
Wyoming is correct. Question 2 in Across America for Enloe. Basketball and volleyball are official sports of what state? Hint, both sports were invented there.
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Rocky Mount.
Massachusetts. Our team's answer is Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is right. And we're back to Enloe for their last Across America. Surfing and outrigger canoe racing are the official sports of what state?
Our team's answer is Hawaii.
That is right. Sounds like a fun state. All right. Now, let's do sports through states across America with Rocky Mount. Pickleball was invented on an island in Puget Sound. In 2022, it became the official sport of what state?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Enloe.
Our team's answer is Washington.
Washington is right. Back to Rocky Mount for Across America. What state has baseball as its official sport? It's also home to Cooperstown.
Our team's answer is Pennsylvania.
That is incorrect. Enloe, would you like to try?
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is New York. And last Across America for Rocky Mount. It would be wild if you didn't know the answer to what state has ice hockey as its official sport?
Michigan. Our team's answer is Michigan.
That is incorrect. Enloe, would you like to try?
Our team's answer is Minnesota.
Minnesota is correct because 10,000 lakes in Minnesota winter, that's a lot of hockey up there, a lot of places to play. We have more brain game to come. Next, we're answering the question, how do you cheer up a Blue Jay in word power? Then it's time for some arts and lit. Brain game. We'll be right back, everyone.
There are oceans and rocks, places where fish swim and birds fly. History is made, art is created, things happen that should always be remembered. Heroes emerge, a woman sets people free, a man makes light, a leader steps forward. It can be a place, a feeling, a state of mind. So get up, get out there, and find your park.
Call it drive, call it motivation, or even determination. We all have a spark, something that burns within, a drive to prove ourselves, motivation to succeed, determination to prove them wrong, a spark to do the unexpected. It's time to fuel that spark, ignite your future. Wake Tech.
In keeping with the FCC regulations regarding children's television programming, WRAL's Children's Programming Report documenting our compliance is available for viewing in the station's online public file, located on the FCC's website at stations.fcc.gov. The Children's Television Programming Report is also available for public viewing during our normal business hours, Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. WRAL TV is located at 2619 Western Boulevard in Raleigh.
Welcome back to the Brain Game Playoffs, everyone. After that first round of play, we have Enloe Magnet on the score at 220, and Rocky Mount score is 20. A good game so far, isn't it, studio audience? We're having a great time here. All right. So how do you cheer up a Blue Jay? You put it in front of a word. That's how you do it. In today's Word Power, we're looking for words that start with the letter J, not the bird. Let's see how well our players do at filling in the blanks. All right, we'll begin Word Power. Words that start with J with Enloe. This 7-letter word is a special anniversary. In 2022, Queen Elizabeth's was platinum.
Our team's answer is Jubilee.
That is correct. Question 2 in Word Power for Enloe. This 6-letter word is a wolf-like canid, native to Africa and Eurasia.
Our team's answer is jackal.
Jackal is correct. And last word power for Enloe. This 6-letter word is a set of special words and phrases that are related to a specific group, which are difficult for outsiders to understand.
Our team's answer is jargon.
Jargon is correct. None of that was jargon for you guys. All right, let's go over now to Rocky Mount for words that start with J. This 7-letter word is a white or yellow flower grown for its fragrance and used extensively in perfumes. It's also a type of rice.
Our team's answer is jasmine.
Jasmine is correct. Question 2 in word power for Rocky Mount. This 8-letter word is a condition caused by excess bilirubin that gives the skin a yellowish tint.
Our team's answer is jaundice.
Jaundice is right. And last word power for Rocky Mount. This 9-letter word is the largest tree fruit and is sometimes used as a meat substitute in vegetarian cuisine.
Our team's answer is jackfruit.
Jackfruit is correct. All right, the jackfruit is part of the breadfruit family, so you would also think it's got a fair amount of carbs in it, but let's move on from the dad jokes and kind of class up the joint if we can. In arts and literature today, we're covering counterculture, the male, and Nobel literature. Players be sure to work together to cover the most ground. Each team begins with a visual clue. And we're starting arts and lit with Enloe. Marcel Duchamp's fountain is an example of what anti-art movement supposedly named for a hobby horse?
Our team's answer is vandalism.
That is incorrect. Rocky Mount, would you like to try?
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is Dada. Question 2 in arts and lit for Enloe, meaning sung in Italian. These are vocal pieces performed by small choirs with instrumental accompaniment, often written for church settings. What is this form?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Rocky Mount.
Our team's answer is pass.
Cantata is what we're looking for. And last arts and lit for Enloe. The USPS is issuing a commemorative stamp in his honor this year. Who is the 1976 Nobel Prize winning author of Herzog and Humboldt's Gift?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Rocky Mount.
Our team's answer is pass.
Saul Bellow, the answer we're looking for. All right, let's try arts and lit now with Rocky Mount. The museum for this art style is in the White City in Tel Aviv. What is this German art school based on simple geometric shapes?
Our team's answer is modernism.
That is incorrect. Enloe, would you like to try?
Our team's answer is cubism.
Answer we're looking for there is Bauhaus. All right, question 2 in arts and lit for Rocky Mount. In the entire section, this word is mentioned only 4 times, despite being in the title. What is this 3-letter word, the subject of the ode in Beethoven's 9th Symphony?
Our team's answer is joy.
Joy is correct. And last arts and lit for Rocky Mount. Who was the first American writer to win a Nobel Prize for Literature? He was the author of Babbitt, Aerosmith, and Elmer Gantry.
Our team's answer is pass.
That goes over to Enloe.
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is Sinclair Lewis. Well, it's one of Europe's oldest nations. When Brain Game returns, we'll find out how well players know about Portugal in Name Game. Plus, crunching numbers and rocket science. Brain Game will be right back, everyone.
Healthy wetlands lead to healthy communities. And Ducks Unlimited is the world's leader in wetlands conservation. Wetlands are one of the most productive ecosystems on the planet and support the life cycle needs of 40% of all plant and animal species by providing food and habitat. But Ducks Unlimited's wetlands conservation work also benefits you in so many ways. Wetlands improve water quality by trapping sediments, filtering pollutants, and replenishing aquifers, so you can enjoy clean water. Wetlands also act like sponges that store and slowly release floodwaters to protect you from flooding and to reduce coastal erosion. Wetlands regulate, capture, and store greenhouse gases to help stabilize climate conditions and strengthen our ecosystems. And wetlands provide recreational opportunities, so you can enjoy outdoor activities like hunting, fishing, birdwatching, hiking, and kayaking. Learn more at ducks.org.
I don't know about that, man.
Excuse me.
Right, Ink?
Come on, man.
No.
Ooh. You're kidding, right?
Actually, I do know. I'll text. You drive.
Welcome back to the Brain Game Playoffs, everyone. After that second round of play, we have Enloe on the board at 240 and Rocky Mounts on the board at 80. A good one, isn't it, studio audience? We're having a great playoff game here. And we have some substitutes that have now gone in the game. Enloe has brought in Patrick. Please welcome Patrick to the game. There's Patrick. And over for the Rocky Mounters, Antonio is in the game now. Let's welcome Antonio. It is still anyone's contest as we head into our next category, everyone, which is Name Game. Players today were focused on notable people from Portugal. From the history books to the sports section, each correct answer has a connection to Portugal. So let's begin. People from Portugal with Enloe, usually mentioned with Lionel Messi as one of the greatest soccer players of all time, who holds the record for most goals in international play.
Our team's answer is Ronaldo.
That is correct. Name Game question 2 for Enloe. He was the Prime Minister of Portugal from 1995 to 2002, who was the current Secretary General of the United Nations.
I defer to Samson.
Antonio Gutierrez.
Good diversion. There you go. You got it. That is correct. And last name game for Enloe. Who was the first European explorer to reach India using a totally oceanic route?
Our team's answer is Magellan.
That is incorrect. Rocky Mount, would you like to try?
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is Vasco da Gama. Now, let's do people from Portugal with Rocky Mount. As a soccer manager, he showed he was the special one by leading Chelsea to 3 Premier League titles. Who is the current manager of AS Roma?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Enloe.
Our team's answer is pass.
That is Jose Mourinho. All right, question 2 in Name Game for Rocky Mount. She's Canadian, but her parents are Portuguese, and she received a Portuguese knighthood in 2014. Who is this promiscuous singer who is like a bird?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Enloe Magnet.
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is Nelly Furtado. And last name game for Rocky Mount, who was the 4th child of Portuguese King John I and one of the first explorers to map the west coast of Africa, earning him his nickname.
Our team's answer is Henry the Navigator.
That is, sometimes the nickname tells you all about you. So yeah, Henry the Navigator is correct. All right, players, have your pencils and scratch paper ready. It's time now for crunching numbers. You now have twice as much time to answer your questions. If you're still stumped, you can pass to the other team, so everyone should be working toward an answer. Let's start off crunching numbers with Enloe. In this diagram, lines A, B, and CD are parallel, and segments BD and BF are transversals. If the measure of angle ABE is 100 degrees, and the measure of angle DBF is 40 degrees, what is the measure of angle BDF?
Our team's answer is 80.
That is correct. Second crunching numbers for Enloe. In the base 10 representation of 8 to the 2024th power, what is the ones digit? Need something, Enloe? Anything?
Our team's answer is 6.
6 is correct. And final crunching numbers for Enloe. Give the integer that is equivalent to the log of 500 minus the log of 50.
Our team's answer.
It's okay to deliberate.
Our team's answer is 1.
1 is correct. All right, now, scared me over here some. Okay, now, crunching numbers with Rocky Mount. If 2 letters are selected from the word Carolina without replacement, what is the probability that both A's are selected?
Our team's answer is 1 out of 56.
That is correct. All right, second crunching numbers for Rocky Mount. In the diagram, the measure of angle A is 80 degrees. Measure of angle C is 65 degrees. What's the measure of angle CDB?
Our team's answer is 145.
That is correct. All right, last crunching numbers for Rocky Mount. In the unit circle, angle X is in standard position. If the cosine of X is 1/2 and the sine of X is the square root of 3/2, then in what quadrant is the terminal ray of angle X?
Our team's answer is quadrant 2.
That is incorrect. Enloe.
Our team's answer is quadrant 1.
Quadrant 1 is correct. All right, well, good news, players. You've made it through the always difficult math portion of Brain Game. We're on to rocket science now, which means there are only 6 questions left before the final round. We're covering biology, geology, physics, and more. Be sure to work together to earn points. Each team begins with a visual clue, and we're starting rocket science with Enloe. What metamorphic rock type shows alternating light and dark banding, large crystal sizes, and seems really courteous? Need something, Enloe? Anything?
Our team's answer is granite.
That is incorrect. Over to Rocky Mount.
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is nice. Nice is the, really courteous. Okay. All right. Question 2 in rocket science for Enloe. Metals tend to be flexible, allowing them to be drawn into thin wires. What is the name for this physical property?
Our team's answer is malleability.
That is incorrect. Rocky Mount.
Our team's answer is ductile.
That is correct. All right, back to Enloe for one more rocket science. Critical to the transmission of radio waves beyond the line of sight, what part of the atmosphere is composed of charged particles?
Our team's answer is ionosphere.
That is correct. All right, now time to rocket science with Rocky Mount. Rutherford used this mineral in early versions of the gold foil experiment. Sitting at around 3 on the Mohs scale, what mineral splits into thin plates?
Our team's answer is mica.
Mica is right. Question 2 in rocket science for Rocky Mount. Storage code yellow in a chemical stockroom indicates that the substance can remove electrons from other substances. What is this process called?
Our team's answer is oxidation.
That is correct. And final rocket science for Rocky Mount. Drought and deforestation are 2 main causes of what process that changes arable land into arid land?
Our team's answer is desertification.
That is correct. Desertification, yeah, there's nothing about pie or anything. Yes, about a desert. You're right. Okay. All right. We are globetrotting to the Middle East to find out which one of these 2 teams will be advancing to the next round of the playoffs. Brain Game will be right back, everyone.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Healthy wetlands lead to healthy communities. And Ducks Unlimited is the world's leader in wetlands conservation. Wetlands are one of the most productive ecosystems on the planet and support the life cycle needs of 40% of all plant and animal species by providing food and habitat. But Ducks Unlimited's wetlands conservation work also benefits you in so many ways. Wetlands improve water quality by trapping sediments, filtering pollutants, and replenishing aquifers, so you can enjoy clean water. Wetlands also act like sponges that store and slowly release floodwaters to protect you from flooding and to reduce coastal erosion. Wetlands regulate, capture, and store greenhouse gases to help stabilize climate conditions and strengthen our ecosystems. And wetlands provide recreational opportunities, so you can enjoy outdoor activities like hunting, fishing, birdwatching, hiking, and kayaking. Learn more at ducks.org.
Welcome back to Playoffs in Brain Game, everybody. We're glad that you're here. If you want more information about the 30 smartest minutes on television, go to WRAL.com and type the search words Brain Game for the season schedule, final scores, and to watch past episodes. Our judges took a close look at the scores during the break. They have been adjusted. Regular round of play ended with Enloe Magnet on the board at 320, and Rocky Mount High is in there at 160. Up to 200 points are now on the table, and it all comes down to our game's all-important final question. Each team determined how much to risk on globetrotting during the commercial break. Teams, here is your final question. Birtawheel is a region in the Nubian Desert surrounded by what two countries that do not claim it? Stay tuned. The final answer and final scores when Brain Game returns.
Bottles and formula?
Got it.
Extra diapers?
Not making that mistake again. Got it.
A 3-day supply of non-perishable food for each person in your household in case the power goes out? You may be prepared for a lot of situations, but a natural disaster might not be one of them. Convoy of Hope can help make sure you're ready when disaster strikes. Convoy of Hope, providing hope in every storm.
I don't think all that's going to fit in there.
Call it drive, call it motivation, or even determination. We all have a spark, something that burns within, a drive to prove ourselves, motivation to succeed, determination to prove them wrong, a spark to do the unexpected. It's time to fuel that spark, ignite your future. Wake Tech.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free.
Welcome back to the Brain Game Playoffs, everyone. The teams are locked in with their answers to today's final question, which is... Birtawheel is a region in the Nubian Desert surrounded by what two countries that do not claim it? Let's go over to our teams. Let's start with Rocky Mount. Please tell us your answer.
Our answer was Saudi Arabia and Yemen.
That was incorrect. You risked 160 points. That brings your game total to 0. But Rocky Mount played a good game today, didn't they, studio audience? Yes, they did. All right. Enloe, please tell us your answer.
Our team's answer was Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan.
Also incorrect. The correct answer, Egypt and Sudan. But Enloe risked only 10 points, bringing their game total to 310. So with that final score of 310, Enloe is today's Brain Game winner, everybody. How about that? Ooh-ah. Nice job. Way to work together. High five, and they deserve that. All right, congratulations again to Enloe. Please join us next week for more playoff action with Triangle Math and Science Academy taking on Northeast Carolina Prep. Thank you so much for watching Brain Game, everyone. The smartest 30 minutes on TV.